Happy Monday, guys. So for 2024, I've earned over $100,000 holding companies accountable for calling my cell phone illegally. That's right. TCPA, DNC violations happen every single day to all Americans. If you have a phone, chances are you're getting blown up with someone offering you some product, some service. And myself, for the last 2 years, I've been holding companies accountable for just that. In my case, 2 years ago, I changed my cell phone and I gave it to just a few people. But still, I'm getting people calling me up, soliciting solar, Medicare, final expense, you name it. So I went ahead and put my phone number on the national do not call registry. And since then, I've been putting money in my bank simply by holding these guys accountable for doing that. Now, this video is not here to talk about how you can make money, because obviously you can. If your phone number's on the do not call registry, you have a right to hold those people accountable. Because think about it like this. In my case, my cell phone stays on 24/7. Throughout the day, I make my living selling insurance, training agents, and at least 4 or 5 times a day, I have to say, excuse me 1 second, to pick up that call. And it's somebody trying to sell me something, somebody trying to solicit. I'm a salesman myself, so I get it. But when I have purposely put my phone number on the National Do Not Call Registry, it's for a reason. And when you get those unsolicited calls, if you really think about it, it takes time away from you being productive. Or if you're having some emergencies, it's tying up the phone lines. That's why these laws are in place. For example, I make X amount per hour. And 4 or 5 calls a day where you got to take the time to see who it is, vet them out, only to find out it's a cold call from somebody trying to solicit one thing or another. Over $100,000, guys. And what it tells me, again, is that a lot of companies are not taking the time to train their staff. They're taking this as a joke, and it's costing them. Because you know what? In most of the time, when I approach these agencies, these companies about these violations, 99% of them are eager to settle with me because they know they're not in compliance. 100%. And I just feel that, again, that's an excuse. And it's only going to put your company at risk of losing not just thousands, but millions. Assurance IQ. They were purchased in 2019 for $2 or $3 billion. They just went out of business, per se. And they had to pay a $21 million class action settlement for what? For making those calls. 2 years ago, I was in a training my agents on these particular laws, TCPA and DNC. And what was funny was that in the training, I told everybody that I was tired of these unsolicited calls and I was going to start holding them accountable. And within 30 minutes, I got 2 calls from the same person that had been blowing up my phone for the last few weeks. And I was able to collect. And that video, I'm going to go ahead and post it here in the comment section so you can check it out, because I share with everybody exactly what it is that I did to hold those people accountable. And within a few days, I had that money in my bank account. So if you're tired about people blowing up your phones, you should go and check out that video. But more importantly, guys, if you're selling insurance, you're selling any product, these are the kind of laws that you have to be on top of. You got to understand what the National Do Not Call Registry is. You got to understand what the TCPA is. Those are basic laws that govern how we sell over the telephone. For those of you guys that, get a lead and you set it up in your automation with your CRM, these laws affect you too. In fact, one of these companies that I settled with, their violation came in the form of text messaging. My phone number was being texted by this group nonstop, and they had no idea that their system was text messaging me their product information. Had no clue. And when they saw that, they were just like, couldn't believe it. So there's people out there that are not doing this to be malicious. They just don't know. But again, when you add up the people that don't know, the people that don't care, it's a big number. Think about this. There's 330 million Americans. And over 250 of those million are registered on the Do Not Call registry. So there's a very small percentage of people that are not on that registry. And if you're cold calling without prior written consent, then you need to be making sure that the numbers that you're calling are not on any registry, whether state or national. Again, guys, training. And with the new laws on FCC to one-to-one consent going into effect at the beginning of the year, there's going to be more of these type of lawsuits, demands, because there's going to be people that are doing something about it and others that just don't care. Others that feel that, hey, this is the cost of doing business. We make some money and we lose some money here. But it is what it is. But that's not the right way, because one of these can cost you millions of dollars. Because remember, each violation is $500. And if they can prove negligence, it can go up to $1,500 per. And imagine if they got you down for 100, 200 unsolicited text messages, phone calls. That can add up real fast. And I've seen several agencies be put out of business because of this reason. So I'm going to go ahead and post that video that I dropped in 2022 for all of you guys that don't know how easy it is really to hold people accountable for this. And I'll post it in the comment section. But I really recommend for all of you, especially if you're new, to do your research on TCPA and DNC. Peace.